I've been a financial advisor for well over 20 years, and during that time, I've helped guide hundreds of families successfully into retirement. And now I want to bring that expertise to help you and help you reach your financial and retirement goals. And today I want to share an important concept that I want you to know about, and that is 5 smart things to do before you retire. Let's go for a walk and we'll talk about the first one. And I hope you're buckled in, strapped into your seat, because coming from a financial advisor, this is going to shock you. And that is the very first one, and one of the most important concepts here is I want you to stop saving money. Why do I say that? That's kind of heresy coming from a financial advisor, right? I say that because at this point, you've likely been working several decades, 20, 30, maybe 40 years. Hopefully you've been saving up some money and you have a nest egg built. And at this point, your money that you've saved over the last 20, 30 years, that money is working harder for you than you can. In other words, it's growing at a rate, hopefully, that's faster than the money that you can put in. So more is always better though, right? As you're getting close to retirement. So why am I saying to stop saving money? Because here's what I want you to do instead. I want you to take that money and I want you to enjoy it. I want you to spend it. And I want you to enjoy it. If there's a vacation that you've been thinking about doing, but you're not sure you can afford it, what if you didn't save money this year? Could you afford that vacation? Maybe you're going on a trip and you've never taken a flight in business class or first class. There's a lot to be said for comfort. Maybe you spoil yourself, or you do something that in addition to what you would normally do. And why is this important? It's important because the thing that's the most important piece at this stage is making a good decision about whether you retire now or whether you keep working a few more years. Now, mea culpa, I'm the guy that suggests that people be thoughtful and deliberate sooner about retiring. I think a lot of people should be retiring sooner than what they are. However, I'm not saying you should do that. My goal with my channel is to get people to be thoughtful and deliberate about whether they retire or whether they keep working. And if you're faced with the decision, I think I want to retire because I'm tired and because I feel like I'm burnt out, I get that. But what if you gave yourself a break? What if you didn't save money for a year, you used that money? What if you actually used all your vacation? Over half of Americans don't use our vacation. What does that look like? And maybe, it would be okay to work a couple more years. Now, regular viewers of my channel are saying, hey, Azul, I thought you said the 4 most dangerous words for a soon-to-be retiree is just 1 more year. And that's true. I do say that. But there's a difference between saying, you know what? I gave myself a break. I lightened up. I took my foot off of the gas pedal and allowed myself to enjoy the money that I'm making. And you know what I found out? I can have fun. I don't need to retire so soon. So it's one thing if you want to retire and your company is kind of bribing you, is tempting you to stay on for just 1 more year, that's a bad thing. But if you're thinking to yourself, you know what? Actually, this is okay. I enjoy it and I can work 1 more year because you gave yourself permission to not save, because you gave yourself permission to use all of your vacation. So that's what I mean by the first item. Okay. The second item is, while I want you to quit saving money, I want you to start focusing more on saving friends. What do I mean by that? There's multiple studies. The most famous one is from Harvard that shows what are the factors that contribute to happiness in retirement. And you know what one of the top 3 factors is? Friends, having friends. And, with the responsibility of life, oftentimes we forget to invest and take the time to build friendships, to nurture our existing ones, and just as importantly, to prune out the friendships that are not healthy for us. And so I want you to spend some time. I want you to invest that time in friends, because whether you decide to retire in a year, 3 years, 5 years, or you decide not to retire for a while, having friends is going to bring a lot of joy to your life. So I want you to recommit to investing time and money in making friends. Okay, number 3, this is going to be a hard one to do, but I think it's really important. Number 3 is I want you to test your budget, your retirement budget. What do I mean by this? Let's say you're making right now your take-home pay just for easy math, let's say you're making $100,000 a year, your take-home pay is $80,000 a year, which is what, a little under $7,000 a month. And if you're married, you and your spouse, if you have a life partner, you and your life partner, or if you're single, you just think about your budget yourself and you think, okay, I'm spending about $7,000 a month, but in retirement, I'll probably spend less. I think I could spend $5,000 a month. Thinking you can spend $5,000 a month and being comfortable with that is a big difference between actually doing it. So I know it's hard to actually do it completely, but before you pull the trigger and retire, I really want you to test that budget. In an ideal world, you'd live 6 months or a year on your retirement budget and just see how it feels. And why is this important? Well, it's important because if you cut back to $5,000 a month and you're like, this kind of sucks, I'd rather be working and spending $7,000 or $8,000 a month. Well, better to know that before you tell your boss that you're quitting and you're going to retire, right? So I want you to test out your budget. And then the next item, number 4, I want you to take that budget that you've tested out and you're like, yes, this is comfortable for me. I can do this. I want you to take that to a professional financial advisor, preferably somebody that has a fiduciary duty to you 100% of the time. I don't want you to go get a free plan from somebody. If you go to an insurance salesperson and they say, oh, I can do a retirement plan for you, guess what? You're going to end up buying insurance. If you go to an investment product salesperson that says, oh, I'll do a free plan for you, guess what? You're going to end up buying annuities and other high-cost products. Not that those are bad for you, but I want you going to somebody that doesn't have skin in the game. Their only goal is to help you achieve your goal. And this is not the time to be tight with money. Now, regular viewers of the show know that I watch my expenses. I am that millionaire next door, that person that does a good job of saving every year. And I have a lot of joy in my life. I don't think I'm living my life sacrificially. And a lot of my clients are millionaire next door folks. People that make good money. They also do a good job of saving, but they don't have to spend a lot of money. So I know what it's like to watch the dollars. But in this case, with a financial advisor, and if mea culpa, right? I'm a financial advisor, so, I'm biased. But I really think before you retire, before you tell your boss, hey, this is it, I'm leaving, at the end of 3 months or whatever the timeline is. So I think you'll find that it's well worth it. And there's so many questions that are hard for us to determine on ourselves. Like in the United States, if you're retiring before 65, what are you going to do for healthcare insurance? A financial advisor can help you with that. Should you pay off your mortgage? Financial advisor can help you with that. What's the trade-off between retiring now and retiring in 3 years or 5 years? Financial advisor can help you with that. Let's say you go to a financial advisor and they say, you only have an 80% likelihood of never running out of money if you spend that hypothetical $5,000 a month in this example, right? Well, what's that trade-off? What's it going to take to get to 97% likelihood of never running out of money? And what it's going to take is it's going to take time and it's going to take sacrifice. And do you want to do that? A good, experienced financial advisor can help you make decisions like that. And that's really what your goal is to make good decisions. And in many cases, I think a financial advisor pays for themselves and pays for themselves multiple times over. Let me give you an example. When you retire, how much money are you going to take out of your regular 401k or regular IRA? How much money are you going to take out of your Roth IRA or Roth 401k? And how much money are you going to take out of the bank? So you need $5,000 a month. Which of these, let me use the term bucket, which of these buckets are you going to take money out of? And you know what? It's going to impact your taxes. And a financial advisor can help you optimize on that. Now, is there software online that you can buy for a couple $100s to help you with that? Yes, there is. And, frankly, it's pretty good. But I think it's not just the tool. Having the right tool is important, but it's also the operator of the tool. And when it comes to a big decision like that, I think this is when you treat yourself and you invest in yourself and you work with a financial advisor. Okay, enough said. The next one is after you've talked to your financial advisor, ask yourself the question, should I pay off those debts? If you have a mortgage, that's a tough question. Recently mortgage rates were 2.5%, 3.5%. Should you pay off that mortgage? I tend to be a fan of that because it gives you a lot of flexibility. But there's a financial answer to it, and then there's a heart answer to that. And I want you to find the right one for you. I can't tell you what the right answer is. None of what I'm sharing in today's video is financial advice for you, because I don't know your situation. But there is a right answer for you, and part of that answer is intellectual, is the academic answer, and part of that answer is your heart, is emotional, is a qualitative aspect, and you want to make the right decision for you. And then the last point I want to leave you with, which is really important, is, maybe before you retire, I want to encourage you to do what I call test driving your retirement. What does it mean to test drive your retirement? If you get 4 weeks of vacation, could you take all 4 weeks at the same time and just see what it's like to have a month with no work? Could you get a leave of absence, either paid or unpaid, for 60 days, for 90 days, to try? Let's say you think it would be fun to be a coach at the local high school sports team, or you want to get involved in a not-for-profit, or you have a hobby that you enjoy doing, and you're thinking of turning it into a little side business. I want you to the extent you can, test drive that before you make the decision to retire, because for many of us, that decision to retire, that's what I call a one-way door decision. Once you go through that door, it's hard to come back. And there are decisions in life that are a two-way door, and you can make the decision, you can come back and change your mind. Should you buy a Toyota or a Honda or a Ford for your next vehicle? It probably doesn't make a difference. But should you retire or not? Boy, if you can test drive it and get a feel, if you think you want to travel, maybe try traveling through Europe for a month, or Southeast Asia or South America, and just see what that feels like. I have done that, and it's invigorating and it's fun. But you know what? It's also exhausting. So to the extent you can test drive it ahead of time, I think you'll make a better decision, and that's what the goal is. I want you to make a good decision. Now, I started this off saying that I'm a proponent of people thinking about retiring early. I think many people should retire sooner than what they are, and that's really what this video up here is about. 5 reasons to retire as soon as you can. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you in there. Bye-bye.